meditation always was a tool, a great tool of awakening awareness in us. Awakening awareness in us. Awareness is another level of interacting with reality. Just like reason and logic is a way of interacting with reality, awareness is just another way. Now, awakening meditation brings another possibility, new, unexplored possibility of bringing awareness to our own mind, to bringing awareness to our identity, to bringing awareness to our mental construct, to our false sense of self.
To our ego identity.
To our ego identity. So not only like in normal meditation you become aware, but you become aware. And then you bring that awareness, with that awareness, you're using it as a mirror for the mind. You expose your mind. So now your mind is in the space of awareness. That's a completely different experience of being alive. That's a completely different experience of being alive. And that experience only thus far was available by using hallucinogenic substances. Psilocybin mushroom and so on. So, and why those substances even exist?
I wouldn't know.
In nature, because they give us just a taste of what reality is beyond our rational and reasonable perception. So this is like
beyond materialism.
It's just beyond our normal, rational, logical mind. Even our wise mind. It's just reality manifests itself.
Right in front of us.
Reality manifests itself as us being it. So there is no longer separation between us and reality. So in logical and reasonable process, there's still self and the world, right? The world and self. And separation, we live in the world of separation and all the concepts.
So are you saying that with awakening meditation, that we are not just going to step into the real world because we are the real world? So it's not something to gain, not something to go into, not something to enter into, not something to become part of. It's just that we don't need to do really anything.
Well,
you're saying we just need to. We're already there. It's already there. We just need to see it.
So the greatest power of all power is direct experience of reality. So direct experience of reality is not becoming reality. It's realizing that you are reality. It's realization that you are reality itself.
And you don't need to do nothing.
It's not like material world is out there. It's not like I'm here and something is over there, right? And the all rational process, because of duality that is created by thinking process, we are all our mental constructs, the way it operates is that we perceive opposites everywhere. We think in terms of good and bad, and beautiful and ugly, and right and wrong, and left and right, and so on, and black and white. And so we create all this structure of biases and prejudices and superstitions, right? We feel like we know something, We feel like our knowledge is equal to what world is, right? It's like, feels like
That's
I
the
know,
trouble, yeah.
like I know, you know? And that's why,
Socrates said, I know that I don't know.
yeah, Socrates says, I know that I don't know. And he said, I met all wise people. He was looking, when he was young, to meet wise people in Greece, right? He was a very successful sculptor, and he, you know, he was honored. He was in the military, in a great position. Was a great achievement in military. So he went through a lot before that. He had a rich life, exploring life in different way. Then at some point, he wanted to understand, what is that wisdom? What is wisdom? So he went and he met many different wise people around Greece. And then he came to conclusion
To the conclusion that
they are not really wise.
what's it on?
And he said,
They all know too much.
he said, there's a very little difference between me and them. It's a very tiny difference. It's not a great difference. Very tiny, small difference. They don't know. And they see things that they do. They don't see beauty, and they think that they do. And I don't know, and I understand, and I see that I don't know.
And I know that
And I don't see beauty, and I acknowledge that I don't see beauty. And that tiny difference is what making me wise. He was just joking. He said there's a tiny difference. So that's, you know, that there's a tiny difference right now. As scientists, we must make this tiny shift. Not a great shift, it's a tiny shift, but it changes everything. It changes everything because
changes the paradigm.
Because as a man in a cave, I mean, our nature, look at our nature right now. We are, at one level, we are animals with instincts, right? On another level, we are personalities with identity. We say, I am this, I am that. So, whoever I believe I am, or I know myself to be, I know myself as being a doctor, or I know myself to be a politician, or I know myself to be a priest, I know myself to be an artist, I know myself to be a married man, a father, you know, or a mother. I know myself, whatever I say after I am becomes my identity. I'm an owner of the land.
So whatever you say after I am is actually a lie if you look at it deeply. Because
so that's how identity is constructed, of all these different identities, right?
Yeah.
So you have this identity,
If the identity is truly a falsehood, if it's a false self, if it's our mental construct, therefore you can say that whatever we say after I is kind of in some sense a lie. To say, you know, and that's actually
it's a concept.
Listen, it's so freeing. When I think about that, it just clicks. It's just, you know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about when you say I am good, even that is a selfish thought. It's just as bad as saying I am bad. Saying, when you say I am anything, I'm sorry. You know, it's the ego talking. Because what you're essentially doing, you're separating yourself from others. And I feel like we're here to unite, not to separate. And I think that's really the only reason to be alive, is to create the unity that we, you know, that game that we're here to play. It's really a game of unity. That's what we're here for. That's why we, symbolically came from heaven, bite that apple to gain this experience. Otherwise, everything was fine the way things were. What's this human consciousness doing here? Is to go through this this crazy experience with other human beings, to unite, to create something that is so-called meaning of life. So I'm just saying, it's just a lie to say that I'm a Muslim, I'm a Christian, because that makes the other people not a Muslim or a Christian. That makes them separate from me, that makes them different. Oh, they're weird because they're not this or that, they're not what I am, then they don't look like me, or they're not practicing what I practice, or they don't believe what I believe.
But all of it,
it's all,
the process of forming identity is rooted in fear. See? Fear demands certainty.
And fear
Uncertainty experienced as something unwanted and something threatening. Right? So the conceptualization process is designed by evolution to make us feel safe and secure. The cost of it is a tribalism, is a separation. So we need to find a way of uniting without conceptualization. So we need to break through conceptualization activities of the mind. So